Broadcasting from somewhere in the Hollywood Hills.
You have arrived. We are Nick and Desiree's Infinite Dance Cast.
Dance Cast.
We dance all day, every day, all the time. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at iDanceCast, at Nick Drago, or at Desiree Robbins.
We're available on iTunes. You can check us out on the web at infinitedancecast.com. Each and every single one of our episodes are free and available to download online for your listening pleasure. It is cheap. And you know what else is cheap?
A review?
Talk. Well, yeah, talk is cheap.
You always get so mad.
You know, money talks. You know,
have we had any new reviews?
Any new reviews? No. Here's the thing, people. We've been 82 episodes.
Don't be bitter.
Sorry. We've been doing this for 82 episodes.
That doesn't mean just lowering your voice. Basically.
And some of you have not given us a review. Some of you have not given us a review. We can tell by the amount of downloads that we have that you're listening. You're listening. Now, what happens when you want to take your girlfriend or your boyfriend out for dinner? You go to Yelp.
Where are you
and
going?
you rely on the reviews.
True.
Okay?
Do you rely on those reviews?
Yeah, well, I don't go out.
Because you don't have a girlfriend.
Because I don't have a girlfriend.
Well,
you can't strike out if you don't walk up to the plate.
And have you walked up to the plate lately?
No.
Oh, you cooked for somebody, though.
We're not going to talk about any of that.
Really?
All of you are crazy.
I just
Every
know
single
that
one
you
of
went from blondes to brunettes, and I thought that was a good switch.
It's all a mess. Whatever.
Still?
You know
she
what?
went back to her old boyfriend?
I'm going to Broadway. God. Unbelievable.
So did you hear back from your callback for Rocky?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Great Balls of Fire, huh?
Yeah, I have a feeling Great Balls of Fire might not have been the best choice. You know when we're dancing, when we're watching competition and somebody comes on with like Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy of Company B and we're like in the thing going, ooh, Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy because it's a stupid song.
Really,
that's what they were doing when I was singing Great Balls of Fire. And especially
Bob
when I
Garrett picked that out.
And especially when I looked at one of the producers and I said, "Kiss me, baby," and I did the whole, "Ooh, feels good." I kind of got this. Maybe that's a little creepy. Maybe it worked.
You gave him gay eyes.
It was a girl. Maybe that's why
I retract my last statement. Sorry.
Oh gosh.
Let's talk about who's on the show today.
All right.
Let's switch up.
All right. So we couldn't get who we wanted. Just kidding.
You've been waiting for this one. Every week you talk about this one.
She's very patiently sitting in the corner. We've told her she's not allowed to talk. She showed up early because she's very professional.
True. Because she knows if she's not 20 minutes early, she's late.
Yes. And we have cold drinks, water, and such.
We have a lot of water.
It's the very fantastic Brooke Lipton.
Yes.
Yes.
Look, I'll just applaud.
Cue the clapping. Michael Benicos, clapping music, go.
Throw some really good clapping in there and woo-woos. Are you nervous? Because I think you might be nervous over this one. You look like you're sweating.
I'm
you wore a dark shirt, so...
I have 4 shirts in my rotation, Desiree. Again, I don't have a girlfriend.
And how many times have you used the restroom before?
6.
Yeah.
I'm on a liquid diet these days.
Just every time you've come off working Glee...
Here's the deal. I've told you this before. I just want to do a good job.
Yeah. I am sorry, listeners, but...
I can only imagine, because when
you always want to do a good job, and then you bribe them after.
And bribe them. And this is a funny story. I send these gift cards, right?
You do?
And I get
never...
Well, I get this Facebook message.
From you.
I got a Facebook message from this dude. He's like, "Hi, this is his name is Nick. He's like, I'm a musician. I live at Zach Woodley's old place. He doesn't live here anymore. And this is like 6. He goes, you got to stop sending these letters."
Cards?
And I was like, "Oh, well, you can send them back to me at this address." Never got them. So there's somebody out there walking around with a lot of Visa apparel.
Enjoying that.
I thought it was pretty funny.
That's nice.
Yeah, but whatever.
So Brooke Lipton.
No, Brooke Lipton. She's great. So. Done a lot of great things. Dancer and choreographer, and she's skating the line between the two, which is very hard to do these days.
Absolutely.
You know, so she's got a lot of fantastic stuff, and comes from, and I say this very carefully, she comes from an old school train of thought.
True.
Which we don't have that anymore.
Except for me.
Except for you.
I'm very excited to have somebody else that thinks like that.
Yeah. Well, we're in this we're in this society today of the 24-hour service, 1 hour dry cleaning, 1 hour print your photos, like get it all done in 1 hour. Like she understands the feeling of hard work and dedication and actually getting to it.
And comes from a family that supports that.
Right now.
Just don't look.
I wish we had like a sound booth where she couldn't like actually hear us.
Someday we
she could
might.
throw something at me.
Someday we might.
Janae, get on that. See what we got.
Okay.
82 episodes. It's exhausting, isn't it?
No, I feel
I'm having a good time too.
I feel completely fine right now.
A little hungry.
Are you?
Are you ready to eat this summer?
I've got a garden out there. Well, I can make you whatever you want.
I slipped up the other day. We were on the phone.
Oh my gosh, you're eating pizza.
Do you want to tell him? Go ahead.
He's eating pizza again.
Yeah, just intermittently.
No, but if I go on the road with you this summer, we're having pizza.
Yeah.
Like, I'm over it.
Yeah, well, she got really upset with me because I told her, because I did this whole thing, this press release about me and pizza splitting up, because I just had to move on.
We used to have pizza really all the time on the road, and late at night you have it delivered, and then he said no more. And I thought, why are you ruining my life?
I was in a very dark place.
Over a girl.
Not over a girl.
Yes, it was over.
Just my life in general. Everything's fine now. Look at me, I'm happy. I'm a happy person. Well, the problem is we go to these restaurants and like, oh, how big is pizza? Oh, they're like a small will feed both of you. We're like, we'll have the large.
It is a problem we have.
Oh, it's whatever, man. As Hamlet says, tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. Okay, well, music's playing. I was going to do a soliloquy, but that's okay.
That's okay, because I was going to do my music movie review.
Musical movie review? Come on, we're at the Soho
Okay,
Lounge.
so I know that music in my ear. I did a chorus line that came out in 1985, directed by Richard. Can't even pronounce the last name right now. Starring, guess who?
Charles McGowan.
Well, Michael Douglas first.
Mario Lopez is doing it now.
Are they doing it again?
I think it's on Broadway. Anyways.
This is the movie, Nick.
Okay, Michael Douglas.
It's about a group of dancers that are trying to get a part in a Broadway show. I mean, amazing, right?
Well, this is everybody goes through this.
And I think I learned the routine from Charles McGowan, who is a great dancer, tap dancer, choreographer.
What character did he play?
I have it.
Mike.
Oh, my gosh, you're so fast. What is the last name?
Mike.
Cass.
Yeah, that's what I said. I wanted to give you some. Mike Cass.
Mike Cass. How many Academy Awards?
Oh, I don't know. You're the one doing
7.
this. 7. How many were they nominated for? Which Academy Awards were they?
Best Original Song, Best Film Editing, Best Sound Mixing.
Chorus Line is one of those classic movies.
You should see it.
All that. I didn't do the thing right.
It really is a good film.
It really is, but man.
And actually good dancing in it.
Yeah. Didn't Barichnikov do it on Broadway once?
Who?
Barichnikov.
He said Birchikov.
Yeah, Birchikov did it too. It's his uncle. He's a drunk uncle, though. They don't talk about him much.
Does he sing?
Who?
Birchikov.
He does everything. Episode number 82. My movie pick is
be way better than mine.
Is a film that I hold near and dear to my heart. That did.
You say that about everyone.
I love movies. That did horribly in the box office, according to studio and film and reviewers. The Newsies.
Oh, I love it.
I absolutely love it. And some of my favorite dancers that I looked up to growing up, Greg Russell and Terry Lindholm being a couple of those, were in it as well. And Desiree was in it. Yeah, Dee Casper was in it. All right, so starring Christian Bale, David Moscow, Bill Pullman, and Robert Duvall, one of my favorite actors, and also Anne Margaret. Of course, this takes place back in the 1890s, and actually there was a Newsies strike that happened back in the day, and it actually, the man that it was based off of, Kid Blink, who was actually a newsie, played a minor role in the film, and which I thought was great. So, of course, Kenny Ortega was the director.
I was going to ask.
He was actually nominated for Worst Director, and then Worst Supporting Actor went to Robert Duvall. Yes.
Why are you saying worst?
Because they got a Razzie. And that's the ridiculousness of our world. This film had a resurgence recently, and people really love it. If you talk bad about the Newsies, you got people to answer to. Because this is one of those Disney films that didn't do well in the theaters, but now it's doing good. And on Broadway.
It's true, Alex Wong.
here's some interesting facts. Because of child labor laws, the boys were only allowed to shoot until midnight, so they had to keep on a tight schedule. Also, Gloria and Amelia Esteban's kid was in it.
Amazing.
Yeah, which I thought was cool. And what? Oh, that's okay.
I was just going to say that our guest, who I'm really excited about...
Was she in it?
No, I just want her to be able to talk because she has a lot to say about her.
We'll be right back with Brooke Lipton.
I can't talk! I want to talk!
Flow 40 Dance Workshops is the nation's premier in-house dance experience. We come to you and offer dancers a personalized workshop in the comfort of their own studio. Build a customized schedule to best suit your student needs. Our faculty work in every facet of the entertainment industry. And now, for a limited time, Desiree Robbins is in the mix. Book her for your next workshop. We're available for booking year-round. Visit flow40dance.com or call 818-985-7005 for more information. Flow 40 Dance Workshops. Work hard, dance strong.
Hey, welcome back. We are Nick and Desiree's Infinite Dance Cast.
Dance Cast!
We are dance all day, every day, all the time. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at iDanceCast, at Nick Drago, or at Desiree Robbins.
We know. You've wanted her on the show for years, us too, but it's a little hard when she's been on set for 16 hours a day at 22 episodes a season. Well, the wait has ended. Her choreography alongside Zach Woodley has appeared on more than 70 episodes of Glee. She's not just a visionary director and choreographer, but also is a beast on stage, setting the standard of a professional tour dancer while she traveled around the world with artists including Britney, Janet, Beyonce, Queen Latifah, Pink, Madonna, Jewel, Lenny Kravitz, and Shaka Khan. Do not challenge her to a battle of wits or dancing full out. She will crush you into the ground. Do you have good extension? Shut your mouth. She beats you there too.
I want to see it.
She's like a dance ninja. Laser beam eyes. There's a reason they call her the Hawk. Okay, they don't call her the Hawk, but they should because her attention to detail is unparalleled, and you can tell when you see her choreography on the stage and screen. It's clean. It's precise. She's here to talk about dance, her dreams, her aspirations. Please welcome an artist of unsurpassable talent, Miss Brooke Lipton.
Oh, I mean, that's basically what stuff, but
Yeah, well, you know.
wow.
Well, that's
Kind of hard to say something.
I've been working on this intro for 2.5 years.
Well, that's a lot.
So
Thank
welcome-
you.
That's a
So
lot.
welcome to the
Then why'd
show.
you have to read it?
Well, safety nets. Safety nets are important. So, Brooke, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How are you not here right now? I feel like you're always working. You're one of the busiest ladies I know.
I'm busy. Season 4 wrapped. So we have been off for a month. And this is another year that we didn't do a tour. So we did 2 tours in the 4 seasons, which took some time. So basically jumping off the end of the show, after season 2, Zach literally left a couple days early of the shooting, went to Vegas, started setting the show. We prepped the show, had skeleton crew dancers in, teaching it. We had the cast for 3 days before we put up that show.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
So yeah, we kind of did that, and then they toured for about 6 weeks, and then came back, had about a month off, and then went back in it. Within that time, I also did Rock of Ages, so I didn't take any time off that year.
No.
That was a good year.
Was
and
it
convention.
good?
I mean, I like being busy. I get bored,
but
if I'm not.
you do it well.
Yeah.
So
it's
you work
been
well
fun.
off that
so
pressure.
We're off right now, and then
You're like, that's why I'm here. I had a day.
I had a day.
When you do have time off, though, what do you like to do? Like, what's your favorite
goodness.
pastime to relax?
Drink.
I feel like
No,
this is
did I say that? I thought that's supposed to be my.
Is that on days off?
Do you have trouble?
I mean, I didn't know we had to take days off for that. I thought that was just like water.
You caught me. You caught me.
It's really dumb. My favorite thing is to take class.
Take dance class.
I know.
That's
Cool.
not dumb.
It is. It's silly. No, I mean, I like it.
That's your
But
escape.
everyone knows how much I always love to dance. Like, I moved out here, and I wasn't on scholarship, but I decided I'll just pay for scholarship instead. I used to literally, it would wake up, Sally Whalen's class at 10 o'clock, then Joe Tremaine's, then take a lunch break, and then literally drive to the PAC, take Jackie's class, but then it'd be like, hey, Dee, we're going to be late, and we're going to come to your class, and then run to Jen Ballard's. Like, I would go to 5 different
I love
studios
it.
in the morning.
In traffic in Los Angeles.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
everyone just
you
knew.
crazy. I love it.
On my Tuesday, Thursdays were my favorite. It was like Eddie Garcia, 4 o'clock, we did turns, and then Alex for his 2-hour class. And then I'd go to Terry Beeman and be like, hey, I'm going to be like 5 minutes. And he's like, 5 minutes, that's all you get. And they'd be like, oh. And then, like, Wes Velding would teach right after it. Like, that was literally, I would just go class to class. Like, how could you not take those classes?
It's a great span of teachers.
This is the difference. I mean,
it's different.
This is the difference between how people train today and how, we all learned.
I just always wanted to do everything. And I wanted to do it like they did it. I wanted to be the dancer how that choreographer wanted at that second. Not just me, what I could do at that moment. I wanted to...
You didn't Brookify it.
I wanted to be the perfect thing that they wanted at the moment. So that's why I loved it. And that's why I still take. Like, that's what I love about convention is, like, I'm getting paid to go teach, and then on my off time, I get to
take some class. Totally.
So when you're not teaching 1 hour, are you taking someone else's class?
Oh, completely.
You're kidding me.
Oh,
that's awesome.
I wore a number on the last 2 weekends of Pulse, and I kept telling Brian, I want to win a scholarship. And he just said I wasn't gonna get
and
one.
You were serious,
and I was dead serious. I'm like, I would like to get pulled out, and I would like to get at least a participation. I did on Hollywood Connection. They actually did give me one weekend. I was all of a sudden they call my name, and I'm not paying attention, and I'm like, what is this? And they hand me, and it was a participation scholarship for the hardest working dancer on the weekend. And I was like, yeah, I dance a lot.
You're right.
That's awesome. Are you teaching for both of those?
I am.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So it's fun.
And are you at every city, or is this one of those things where
I'm not, because it's not possible to do every city everywhere.
Right.
It'd be hard to be in Detroit and Houston.
Well, and it's also hard to work 5 days a week and then jump on a red eye on Fridays and go teach and then come back
and work Monday.
Right. Yeah.
Now, on those tours, what is your primary teaching? Do you do jazz, or you do a little bit of everything?
Well, it's funny because nobody calls it lyrical anymore because everything's contemporary, which is awesome. But I actually still say that I teach lyrical because I teach to the lyrics. So that's how I consider what I do.
Yeah.
But anything. I mean, I've taught musical theater and I've taught jazz, and don't ask me to teach hip hop. I mean, I can teach you a combo, but it's not like.
But do you prefer lyrical?
I do. Yeah. I just kind of the music takes me and goes in.
You're very music oriented. I've realized that when we've worked together. I mean, it's very much you. I don't know. Do you sit down and have to listen to it, or are you just pretty good? You hear it a couple of times and all of a sudden you're good.
No, it's weird. I actually sit to choreograph or to teach a class, that kind of thing. I would sit and just put the music on, and I actually never do it. And I just do it in my head. Yeah, and if I can't dance...
Freak of natures, that's what they call that.
Are we getting is this like
We're
Academy
Awards? We're going
into
conventional.
Oh, and see.
So we're going to come back to this. I love you for noticing that. Nobody notices that. Like, gosh darn that Brooke Lipton. She's so smart.
App Gravity is the fastest, most powerful way to search for Android apps. Getting started is easy. Simply enter the name of an app, and in just one tap, you're ready to install. Feeling adventurous? Search for something broad, like productivity or travel, and use our filters to personalize your search, helping you find exactly what you need. App Gravity is the search engine that puts you in control. It's no wonder the next web said, App Gravity is like a better Google search for Android apps. App Gravity, delivering the fastest, most relevant app results.
Hey, this is Becca Schweitzer, and you're listening to Nick and Desiree's Infinite Dance Cast.
Hey, welcome back. We are Nick and Desiree's Infinite Dance Cast.
Dance Cast.
We are dance all day, every day, all the time. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at iDanceCast, at Nick Drago, or at Desiree Robbins.
Or you can follow this wonderful lady at Brooke Lipton. That's Brooke with an E. Get it right. She's also on Instagram, Brooke_Lipton. And make sure you don't go like one of her photos from back in the day, because she'll be like, yo, I got different hair.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. No.
I'm joking.
Here we go.
I'm nominating.
I want to watch you duke it out.
No, Brooke, I gotta ask you. Do you Instagram? Are you gonna start Instagramming now?
I just started recently. Everyone kind of made me join all that stuff. I was so
you were forced into it.
I was very anti all that stuff for so long. I was always the last one to join in, and then some of it I find fun, and then some days I'm like, why am I looking at this? I don't care.
I just spent an hour looking at things, and
But I mean, it's great. It's great. I was saying on Facebook, what's really funny is that I don't post pictures. I mean, except my picture with Chewbacca, because it's kind of the coolest thing that ever happened to me.
That's awesome.
It's my profile picture. I mean, I met Chewbacca, so I had to post that. But there'll be pictures that will pop up, and it'll be like from 2008.
Now I can't wait.
And then it's a picture, and then one person decides to go back and like it, and then it just keeps popping up, and everyone writing these comments, and I'm like, oh my God, stop talking about it.
Like,
is that the one we're going to talk about?
Like, Brooke's got like 14 different haircuts all at once.
Guys,
I'm
gonna start torturing her. I can't wait.
But
I
you're
can scan some stuff.
But it's all good because I don't put them, so it's anything else. It's other pictures. Which is even worse because then other people are putting pictures of me and I'm like, oh no.
There's always one like your face is like, and they're going, oh, I love watching Brooke perform. It's not the best picture, right?
It's, yeah.
And then you want to untag yourself. You're like,
I just leave it all.
Tag a nice one.
I leave it all there. It's all for, I love
It's
a good
all
laugh.
character building.
I love a good laugh.
of all your touring that you've been on.
Well, I've only actually toured with Britney.
Really? What is all this Janet, Beyonce, Queen Latifah
Well,
stuff?
I've danced with all of them. I did the Super Bowl with Janet, and Beyonce was, we danced on Divas, and Pink, we did a movie, and Madonna, I was actually assisting Mia Michaels at the time for one of her tours and stuff. So yeah, I've worked with all these.
These are all very powerful ladies.
I don't think
Britney,
boys like me. I guess I only work with females.
Well, you've got quite a presence on stage. Like these particular performers though need strong performers on stage.
Well, fun.
To back them
I like
up,
that.
no?
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because I always remember them talking about you with Britney. Like, you were the dancer that people remembered on that tour.
Absolutely.
That was we had a great tour that year. That was the first tour I got, and it was kind of awesome. I mean, first of all, I used to go to auditions all the time, and I get to the end, because I always got to the end, and then would be like, awesome, who got it? You know, because that was just the routine. It's like, you get to the last 30, and it was like, well, a week later, I kind of asked all my friends, well, who got the job? Because I never got the job, because I was always struggled with my weight and my look, and that just wasn't a thing. So when I got to the Britney audition, it was the same thing. It was like 2 days of auditioning, like open call, things.
Who was the choreographer at that time?
At the time, it was Brian and Wade.
Okay.
So, and then went to it, did okay, actually did horribly at it. Some girls...
So you say.
Well, no, I'm telling you, a girl's belt fell off on the middle of the floor, and I stopped dancing, and they just shoot our group to the side and said, let's try again, because I just stood there. And then I think they were being nice, and then we came back out, and I kind of was like, whatever, I'm not getting this job. And a week went by later.
That's amazing.
And then I ran into everyone at Jerry's Deli, because that's where we used to all go and eat.
Right over here on Ventura?
But now no one goes because we don't eat anymore. I mean, dancers, they get older and they're like, oh, I can't eat Jerry's Deli.
They have a bar, though.
Oh, perfect. We're there. And then I remember just standing at the table, and Tavares looked at me and was like, congratulations. I said, what? He's like, you got a call back. I'm like, for what? It's like, I didn't even know what it was for. And it was like, and it was the Britney, and I was like, oh my God. It was so exciting. I got the call, and then I was like, wait, I'm moving that day. Like, I was moving, and I was like, I literally, I was packing up my stuff, and I left everything. I just told the movers, is like, take it to the next place. I'll see you there, because I have a call back. And then, crazier story about it, they said, come in your own character, which I took to literal, because everyone just kind of came as themselves. No, I came as a character, and I had like this crazy hat on and like a top. It was horrifying. I was so embarrassed.
You have a photo?
Oh, please, God, no. I don't know. Ask Brian. I'm sure he'll remember. It was really bad.
Do you think that's why you booked it then?
No, I don't know.
But do you think you knew those choreographers knew your work ethic?
They knew me, and I would say that because that happened about 3 or 4 years after I'd been out here, and I that summer, I really went in, and Bill Bull was my agent, and he's like, what do you want? And I was like, I want to be on tour. Like, that's what I want. Yeah. And he's like, well, Britney's coming up. And he's like, you have to work hard. And I worked hard, and I dropped like 20 pounds, like literally at the gym, and like not starving, but it would be like 7 o'clock. I'm like, I'm not eating anymore. Right. Like, I had dinner, I'm good. Right. And then it was like, there's cookies and smelling them bake, and be like, don't touch them. Like, it was just, I had to lose, discipline. The weight. Yeah. I just wasn't working because I was not in my best shape. And I think they saw that change. I think I looked like a different dancer. I chopped all my hair off too, because I had hair down always.
How scary was that?
Well,
kind
of awesome. Because at
and
first,
liberating.
Well, yeah, because every time I would slightly cut it, it'd be like drastic for everybody, and it happened.
Because everybody needs to know you always had hair past your bootay.
Oh, by the way, you can find those pictures on Facebook.
I mean, but you did. That was a
Completely.
signature.
Like it was down, and then they would slowly kind of got a little shorter. I remember I bleached the tips once, and it was like, oh, this is funky. And then I went to New York, and I was working with Wes Velding, and we did a little company thing, and he was like, I was like, I need a hair trim. He's like, I cut hair. I was like, awesome.
Wes?
Yeah, he cuts everybody's hair. It's great. And we started, and it was like a trim, and then it was like, no. And then literally we went from every stage of every Brady hair. Like, that's kind of still Marsha. Oh, that's a little Jan. Oh, that's kind of that's old Carol, and that's new Carol. Till it was about 2 or 3 inches, and I had no more hair left. And then we started inviting everybody over to look, and just my mouth was dropped. And we finally went to dinner, and then I eventually walked out. I was like, I have to go. Like, I have to go. I just chopped all my hair off, and it was gone. And
oh my gosh, that's like.
But that's part of the change.
It is, and that's amazing.
It's kind of fun. It's kind of, I love all these.
That is stories. Amazing, and I love that Wes did it.
Wes totally cut all of my hair off.
I can't wait to call him.
Yes,
about it. Wes, you want to cut my hair? But I'm
looking for a Marsha. Just a Marsha.
Just a Marsha.
Yeah, because it would always go there, and it would kind of flip out. I'm like, oh, and that's a little Brady Bunch. Like, it was always the bad style that it shouldn't be.
So he cut your hair. You did that, and then was it Brittany?
Yeah, that was this summer, and then auditioned for Brittany, and then we got down.
That was a big change.
Oh my god! And well, in the end, they only had like 12 of us in there. So, and they were only
pulling. Fighting for your life.
Well, you just didn't know, and they would pull groups out, and they pull the next 2, and then put these people together, and you kind of just stood there and like, you couldn't tell. And then,
what do they want?
Right, and at the end, then they looked at like 5 people over there and were like, awesome, you guys did so good. You're going to do the MTV Awards and all this stuff, and they're like, and you guys are going to go on tour, and we're like. Like, you're like, what?
You're like, what? Wait.
But then I was also late because I was in Dee Casper's company and I had to go to rehearsal.
Girl.
So I was driving all the way out there, and I got there, and they're like, okay, you're late. I'm like, I got the job. They're like, awesome. Okay, go back in there. And I was like, oh. And it kind of was like it just kind of flew by everyone's head, and I just had to dance. Yeah. And it was like a couple weeks later, I was like, I think I'm going on tour, and this might be the coolest thing ever. Like, it really didn't hit in.
You don't have time to like let it sink in. Well, especially when you're working so hard, you know, and a lot of times that we talk about this all the time, you work so hard on something, and then you get it, and you're like, okay, great, cool, keep it. And you don't stop and smell the roses.
I mean, I was excited. I remember calling people, and they would be like screaming. I'm like, yeah, like it's cool. But you didn't know what it meant.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I always remember the moments that stood out. Like, I remember we were going on stage for that famous snake with a slave, and about 30 seconds before we started, I'm on the cage with her and looking at this tiger and the snake, and I was like,
they're real, right?
They're real. I was like,
so real. And I look over I would have to drink before
and
that.
I look over at Brian, I'm like, oh my god, this is live. Like, this is live. Like, not just live, like there's thousands of people in this audience. Like, we're live, and there's like a million people watching, and I like all of a sudden I would just start. Like, I had never done anything like that before. I'd never been in that kind of atmosphere. Cool. So, yeah, there was a lot of firsts.
So, Brooke Lipton was nervous?
Oh, da-da-da. Music comes on.
Yeah, we've done this for 80 episodes. I can time it out, like, no problem. This is some good stories. These are good stories.
That snake. I'm afraid of snakes.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're going to tell more of these stories when we get back. We're here with the fantastic Brooke Lipton. This is Infinite Dance Cast number 82. Thanks for being with us on this journey. We'll be right back.
Are you a dance company, teacher, choreographer, producer, or director looking to market yourself for your current projects?
Do you need just a little extra push to get the word out?
The answer is yes, Desiree. They do.
Nick, how do you know what they need?
I know our listeners. They need our help to spread the word about their shows, projects, and whatever else they have going on. And guess what, Desiree?
What, Nick?
It just so happens that we have the airtime just for them.
That's right. We have ad space available for you. We have both 30 and 60-second spots available for you.
Get the word out to the entire United States and countless other other countries. Did he just say countless other countries? Yes, he did. Infinite Dancecast has audiences all across the world, including Canada, China, Japan, the United Kingdom, Switzerland, Germany, Austria, Romania, Australia, Denmark, Brazil, the Philippines, Mexico, and more. But I won't say the others, because they're too hard to pronounce.
Email us at info@infinitedancecast.com for more details. Subject line, advertise.
Nick and Desiree's Infinite Dancecast, giving you a voice worldwide.
Hey, this is Brian Anthony, and I'm hanging with Nick and Desiree's Infinite Dancecast.
Hey, welcome back. We are Nick and Desiree's Infinite Dancecast.
Infinite Dancecast.
Nice. That was good.
Oh, okay. We are dance all day, every day, all the time. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at iDanceCast, at Nick Drago, or at Desiree Robbins. Or at Brooke Lipton.
At Brooke Lipton.
Or at Brooke_Lipton.
Yeah. For Instagram. You're perfect for this.
Okay, good.
So you are teaching on conventions.
Yes.
Okay, which ones?
I teach at the Pulse.
At the Pulse.
And in Hollywood Connection.
Okay,
I've taught with them for 10 years, and then with Pulse, I've done the Camp Pulse and all that stuff.
Okay, so what is it that you're looking for when people walk in your class? There are certain things that every teacher looks for.
I don't look for anything.
You don't look for anything?
I honestly, I don't sit there and I don't get excited about the girl who has the most flexibility or the someone who has the tricks or any of that stuff, because that wasn't me. So I don't gear my class to any certain person in the room. I actually gear my class to, I want every single person in the room to be able to get my combo, do it, feel good about it, and leave the class being like, I learned something, or I got something, or I'm not completely defeated by it was just too hard and too overwhelming. So that's why I sit there and I break it down. I dance to lyrics, or I dance to things that are just, you can make up your own story with it and everybody can relate to it. So I really try and gear it to everyone can do a plie. Everyone can bend their legs and get low. It's your choice how far you decide to go down to the floor.
Yes.
Right.
I need you to travel like crazy. Like Jackie Slight, huge influence on how you travel across the floor. That was always, you couldn't get any lower. It's like in your head. And then she made you get as low as you can. It's like, got it. So that's my whole thing is when everyone does that, I'm like, no, you can do more. So I really just try and bring a lot of that ethic back into it. And I want people, when I say let's run, I want you to run. And when I say I don't want to waste time watching the groups change groups, I love, that's what I love about, you just press play and then they have to run to the floor, and if you don't make it, you don't make it. And I'm not going to wait for you. So I just try and bring a lot of that into it. And
Which was very Marguerite Derrick's. If I said 5, 6, 7, 8, you're not on your mark, you lose your spot.
Right. So, I just really try and go with a lot of the things that I want the class to be moving for that full hour. I want everyone to feel good about something. And I walk out, or I start the class going, I know this is not the coolest combo, or this is not the most intricate or the hardest thing that you're ever going to do, or something that's so different. But I enjoy that part. I enjoy that part of the class. And I made a big goal this year of also not wanting the hip hop boys to be scared of taking my class. Because, that's the biggest thing you have. You have people who haven't trained or anything like that and go, I can't do it. And I go, wait. I'm not asking you to hold your leg like she did, but I want to see how you make that turn yours. And I would say this year I had so many outbreaking moments of these, these boys crying in class, or their moms coming up and saying things, or these huge beautiful things that were happening, that I was like, this is why we all are here for a reason. Not what, it's a song and it's a movement and it's an hour, and everybody should be able to relate to it, and you shouldn't just be cut off by what you've heard of somebody as a teacher or what they've done before in the past, or everything should always be new and fresh the whole time. So I love bringing all the etiquette that was taught to me, because if you ask me how many teachers I had, of course Lisa and Lori Waddell back in Phoenix, Dance Connection, awesome, opened
Great
every
base
every door. And then I say the millions and thousands of teachers that I trained with, I assisted everybody in the book and was at every single convention you could ever go to as a kid, and I feel like that is what taught me what to do. I mean, Terry Beeman used to turn on the music and be like, you learned that combo on Tuesday, do it backwards, do it on the left. And I'd be like, oh my God, I only have 5. He's like, you have 5 minutes. And I was like,
but
I would have to reverse the combo.
But you did it.
And I was like, I love that stuff.
And then using that as to transition into a professional world, I'm sure, you got a leg up.
It's just being ready to be at any moment at that time. Just like I said before, it's like how I wanted to be that dancer in class. I wanted to be the person that teacher, the only person they wanted. I wanted to be their style at that time, the timing. I pick up quickly, and I usually tend to, I think I know the answers all the time. But I pick up things and I see detail quickly that. So I try and then perfect it as much as I can at those moments. So, I look for that, and I find if you're not going 700%, then it's lazy to me. Mm-hmm. And it's crazy because my actual work ethic in rehearsal is a little bit even weird off, and you're going to be like, no, you're crazy. Because Nick has been there. I actually don't demand insaneness for the whole time. I only demand it for those short amount of time. Show me that you can do it right, and then we can move on from there. And then I'm not going to kill you 700 times over it.
But
it's
then
like,
you expect that.
Yeah, if you get it, you got it. Great. Let's move on from there. But keep doing it that way. You know, and those are the type of things. Like, I know what I needed as a dancer. So yeah, I expect a lot, and I know that everyone has more in them. But
that's very true.
That's important, though. Mm-hmm. That is so important. We need teachers like this.
In transitioning,
it's really important.
In transitioning into the Glee world, what I think a lot of dancers don't understand is, let's say we lock it in and we move on, then we go to set, and then we mess it up. It's coming back on you,
right?
From the higher ups. It's not. Sure. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's important that we get it. And
the more important time. I mean, rehearsal is a great place, and I got to make sure that you're on your point and things, but we have, if we have 8 hours to make up these routines with the dancers, and I expect everyone to leave and go home and do their homework and know their steps and come back and be like, okay, not, I'll get it on the third take. It's like, whoa, we don't have that, because the truth of it is, if you watch most of the, how it gets edited, there's a star in front of you. So it's about them looking good. And we're backup dancers. We're backup dancers. That's it. Like, we're not stars on this. And so it's about so we always have to be at our point 100% all the time.
And it's also very interesting. There have been times where we've been in rehearsal and you say, okay, I got to go. And then you bounce because you got to go work on 4 other numbers across Paramount Lot. Right,
because we're shooting at the same time that we're in rehearsal, or we were shooting the Glee project at the same time. Like, there's times where we're so far and gone, and so I want dancers there that are going to be understand how it works and ready to give that commitment. Because there's a lot of times people have come in and it's not the cool job in the sense of you're not doing contemporary choreography, and you're not doing the hardest things. I mean, sometimes we're doing step tag.
We're pushing around pinball machines.
We're pushing around pinball machines. I mean,
dancers.
I need smart dancers.
You need smart dancers.
I think anybody can be that.
Yeah.
It's what anybody wants to be.
Yeah. Sometimes dancers these days get something in their head. Well, I don't know. They come with baggage.
Well,
instead of being open.
That's the thing that goes with great dancers, is that anybody who knows that they're never the best, and that they're always willing to learn, and that they're always need to push further and harder and never be able to settle. And kind of, if you're awesome and the best and be the best in the room, then always be awesome and the best, and always be that person. Not like, oh, I got here. Yeah. Now let someone else do the work. No, be the one that the choreographer cannot not have on the job. Right. So, that's why, it's exciting to be able to be in a place where we get to employ so many dancers, and we really try and open it up into the world. And, I would love for dancers to know that when they come in there.
Yeah.
What is it like now? Okay, so you've had this opportunity to hire dancers, which is awesome, and then you're still a working dancer. You did Rock of Ages not too long ago. What is it like transitioning back to?
Oh, that was the best thing I've ever did.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I went to the job. I showed up on time.
Yeah, of course.
Which means 20 minutes early.
Well, yeah, of course. And then we went and learned choreography, learned it, had to do it. They said, do it. You did it. They said, stop, take a break. I stopped, take a break. I didn't have to worry about the changes or something wasn't working or creative. They didn't like it. It was like, I did my job. I was busting my butt as much as I possibly could. I was doing all that stuff, and that's it. I was like, being a dancer is cakewalk now. You know, like it felt so great. P.S. We were in Miami for 2 weeks. Shooting nights, you would finish walking out to the beach and watch the sunrise with the greatest. It was great group. And I loved kind of going back to that other side. It really appreciated all the things that people whine and bitch and complain about. I'm like, yeah, this is kind of fun.
But the reason you are that way, maybe, you still would assist people and you can have your own classes. That's what I did much of my life. I still assisted Joe. I would assist anybody. And I don't mind taking that position.
I love that side.
At all.
Right.
I love that side.
Because you learn.
It's fun.
And I totally relate to when people walk into my classic convention, they're going, oh gosh. I mean, I'm not the most creative choreographer. Well, that's not what my job is. But I know where I lie. I'm going to train you.
I think that's the part of being an assistant that I always loved, and being the type of dancer that I've explained is like, I like to read somebody's brain. And that was my favorite part, is like somebody would try and get something out and they couldn't. And it was like, I would sit back and be like, is this it? Is this it? And trying to like dissect what was going on in their heads and then being the example. And I find that side really exciting and interesting. So I think it kind of all relates into one another and what kind of dancer it is. And it all comes down to it's really cheesy and I really like dance.
Yeah, that's.
We
talk about this all the time.
It's all good.
There's a reason why you started dancing when you're 4 or 5 years old, and that should be the same reason why you're still dancing.
Well, I couldn't at first because I wasn't potty trained.
Oh.
So, and I didn't care.
You didn't wear the diaper with the.
No, you weren't allowed to. You weren't allowed to take class.
Dance Connection's hardcore.
Well, that was before I was at Dance Connection. Okay. So, but I wasn't allowed to. So yeah, I started dance at 4 instead of 3.
Well, it's good things come to those who wait.
Who knows? Nobody knew that. Only now 20 million people know it.
So,
yikes.
Are you looking to stay in choreography? I mean, you love working with Zach. Of course, you guys are friends.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Best person in the whole wide world.
And
Zach Woodley, you're awesome.
He's hilarious. He's a hilarious dude.
Also the funniest guy. That's the best part of going to work every day.
I feel like he grows good facial hair too.
He's awesome.
Well, look at you.
I know, but I noticed that about other dudes. Like, you get nice facial hair. You know what I mean?
I'm glad that's what you're noticing.
My first gig with Zach Woodley with Michael Rooney when I was 18 years old, and I was like, same as you. We were talking about like, I can't believe this is happening. Zach Woodley.
Well, I met Zach. He was working for Showbiz at the time. And they were they used to have like the all male staff that would help, and I was competing at 15 at the time, and instantly it was like, hey, we're all friends and hanging out, and yeah.
So you guys continue to be friends, and then
it's LA, so it's in passing. So in time we kind of saw each other. It's like, oh great, and every time was always great. And then he was a faculty member on Hollywood Connection as well, and he was, as I would say, on the tour as my travel along buddy, pretend husband, because I would carry my babies. And back in the day when it was easier to travel, it would be like, oh, family goes first. I'd be like, Zach, come travel with me first and we'll get the kids on. And then and we would sneak on the planes. Like, okay. We would sneak on the planes early.
Yeah.
And also a good drinking buddy.
What
works.
What is next for you? What are you looking to do that you haven't done? I've got to do this.
I don't know. Definitely because Glee has now been 5 years in the making. So, there hasn't been too much time to do anything else. Eventually I'm not going to be dancing on stage because that's just, people get younger and I'm getting older. But yeah, when people call for that stuff, sure. But I don't really see that as I have to go back on the road or I have to do this. But in choreography side, there's so many other elements. So right now I feel like we've hit TV. We haven't hit everything, but we've kind of hit. We ended the season with 548 musical numbers. So we choreographed a lot.
Oh my God.
So, there's things like, working on a movie or doing a Broadway show or, we choreographed a tour, but actually doing maybe a complete artist that isn't, a package already, but, developing and all that stuff. So there's definitely other sides. And I never really imagined getting into TV and film as fast as it happened. So I always expected to be more on that live side of artists like that because that's the kind of dancer I was. So, it all just kind of fell in. So I can see any of that kind of going back.
You're
in.
open, and that's why your career.
You know,
works the way
and
it does.
that's what you're always supposed to be. You're never supposed to, you don't want to be typecast as, a hip hop dancer. Or, by the way, when Brian Anthony met me for the first time, he only thought I was a hip hop dancer.
What?
Wow.
See, I only see technical.
Must have been the hair.
I mean,
He
I know
he
you
saw
can do
me perform
everything.
in a show, and then after a while was like, oh. You
can bump
you
mine,
do that stuff, and I was like, "Oh my god, that might be the best compliment I've ever had." That somebody didn't know that I was
You're like, I can't believe I just got complimented by the guy from Space Mountain.
well,
right? Oh, we talked
Oh my
about
God.
that. No, it's amazing.
I was just trying not to curse like he did. Non-explicit.
Shout out Brian Anthony. It's just dancers need to know. It's there's no one way.
No,
It's a million ways.
Oh.
Oh,
I
that's
thought I was the 2-hour special.
The good news is, you can come back
I can.
anytime you want.
anytime.
You're one of the best talkers we've had on. So,
Oh, I've been told that a lot. I don't know if that's good.
Brooke, you're absolutely fantastic. We have
Thank
some great
you so
information. Thank you
much.
for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's been fun. I'm sweating, but it's fun.
For once, we made Brooke Lipton sweat. All right.
It's hot in here.
We want to send a special thank you to our producers, Michael Bok Choy Flavored Bagel Banikos, and Janae, the best laid plans of Mice and Men Mercedes, for producing our show.
How long did you work on that?
Oh, quite
2
long.
days.
We're Nick and Desiree's Infinite Dance Cast. You can download each and every one of our episodes for free. And remember, write a review.
And ask me, because I know a lot of stories about the two of them. For a long time.
Yeah, that's going to be that's the special.
Oh, that should be the special.
Oh,
The
I can't
before
wait.
years.
And also, I want to thank you, the listener, because remember, without you, only our mothers would be listening.
And Brooke's mom, Barbara, would.
Yeah. I'm Dad.
She would. I know she would.
I know. They're already listening right
You
now.
got a good fam. You got a good fam. All right, so go to Arizona, learn how to dance. See you later.
That was not very nice. We're Nick and Desiree's Infinite Dance Cast.
Oh, and I'm
see you.
Whatever you want to say.
Bye.
We're leaving that.